Welcome to Ireland Daily News. Today is the 2nd of July 2026. Story 1. According to a new More in Common poll, the cost of living has replaced housing as the top issue for people in Ireland. The survey, conducted between April and June, involved approximately 4,300 participants. Results show that public interest in the EU presidency agenda is far lower than domestic livelihood issues. 66% of respondents identified the cost of living as the primary concern. 58% of respondents are focused on housing. In contrast, very few people prioritize EU relations, defense, or the war in Ukraine. Additionally, 38% of the public said they had not heard about Ireland's EU presidency term. However, 61% of voters still believe that EU membership is beneficial for the country. 3/4 of the public prefer to maintain closer ties with the EU. Story 2. The jury has rejected the defense of Riyad Bouchekar. He was convicted for a knife attack on children and a staff member at Parnell Square. When the attack began, creche worker Leanne Flynn stepped forward to protect the children. She suffered severe injuries as a result. Several passers-by subsequently intervened and subdued the attacker. One 5-year-old girl suffered a chest wound to her heart. She had no pulse and appeared to have stopped breathing. Medical staff from the Rotunda Hospital broke protocols to provide emergency treatment. They performed a blood transfusion and rushed her to the operating theatre. Doctors repaired a perforation to her right ventricle. Although the defense claimed the defendant only intended to intimidate, the jury did not accept this. The young girl will face severe physical disability for the rest of her life. Story 3. From the 1st of September, on-the-spot fines for littering will increase from €150 to €250. Minister of State for the Circular Economy Alan Dillon announced the new rule. This move aims to reduce litter pollution. The government has also set up a €250,000 fund. This money will be used to support local authorities in adding dog waste bins. A national anti-litter campaign called Bin It or Bring It Home has been launched. The latest national litter pollution monitoring system shows that litter levels nationwide have decreased. However, littering by pedestrians still accounts for 39% of the total. Littering by motorists accounts for nearly 20%. Currently, over 20% of surveyed locations are rated as unpolluted. This is higher than the 19.2% recorded in 2024. The proportions of moderately and significantly polluted areas have both declined. Alan Dillon stated that there must be consequences for littering. Increasing fines sends a clear message that littering is unacceptable. The polluter must pay for their actions. He believes that stronger enforcement, targeted investment, and public awareness will help further improve the environment. Story 4. Met Éireann forecasts higher temperatures than normal for this weekend. The southern region could reach highs of 24 degrees. Meteorologist Michelle Dillon says this week is cooler than last week. Temperatures are lower than the 30 degrees seen previously. This is because fresher Atlantic air has moved in. Thursday will be largely dry across the country. The northwest will be cloudier with some showers. Friday will see the best of the sunshine in the south and east. Temperatures will reach between 23 and 24 degrees. The weekend will be cloudy with patchy rain and drizzle. The northwest will be the coolest part of the country. High pressure will become more dominant early next week. Temperatures are set to reach the low to mid-20s. Story 5. Special needs assistants who are members of the Fórsa union have rejected the government's workforce development plan. The ballot turnout was just over 60%. 60.1% of members voted against the plan. 39.3% of members voted in favour. The plan was developed by the Department of Education over 2.5 years. It included new circulars on the role of the SNA and a revised contract template. The plan was focused on the professionalisation of the SNA role. Fórsa's head of education Andy Pike said the result reflects the strength of feeling among members. Members believe the plan is deficient in a number of key areas. Fórsa's executive committee will meet next week to determine next steps. The Department of Education said the plan aimed to support SNAs and strengthen the role. The department is now awaiting feedback to work on addressing the issues. Story 6. New Department of Health data shows 69% of hospital consultants are now working under the public-only contract. The contract aims to remove private practice from public hospitals. Currently, 3,483 consultants are working under this agreement. The contract offers a basic salary between €233,527 and €280,513. However, uptake varies significantly across different hospitals. University Hospital Limerick has an uptake of just 45%. In contrast, Beaumont Hospital has reached 83%. The contract also mandates extended weekday and Saturday hours. Implementation remains inconsistent across different regions. In most regions, Saturday rostering is at 10% or lower. Social Democrats TD Padraig Rice criticized the lack of governance. He noted that over 1 million people are waiting for appointments. The Health Service Executive has ordered a review of all rosters. This is to ensure extended hours meet clinical service needs. That's all for today's Ireland news. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow.